it to the cloud. All right, well, welcome everyone. This is Cari Sparks, your Arizona Title Gal. I can reach you at 602-715-5704. Always proudly representing Pioneer Title. I'm here today with Paige Draper, who is from the Pima County Market, as well as Mike Dalton. I'm always happy to get together with these guys. I have a deep sense of pride in the Pima County Market. I've worked there, but I also have had 5 generations in the old public for many years, so my heart is always in Southern Arizona, even though I live in the Valley now. At the end of every month, I have someone from the Tucson Market, mostly it's been Mike, come on and talk about what's going on in Pima County. I know that up here, before we got started, the Phoenix market is ridiculous right now. Cash is king, offers are many, and when I say many, you can see in excess of a couple dozen offers almost instantly on any given home. It's just been an amazing ride. I have a spot that I do every week over on Facebook called Ask the Underwriter. And last week I had a gentleman on who is my underwriter, and he talked about the difference between shopping for a rate versus shopping for a house right now to get an offer accepted. And so right now we're in a space where at the moment we're just being able to go under contract on any house and then possibly refinancing has become a trend. As well as Paige and I were talking about some of the market trends that might be, kind of connected between the Valley and Pima County right now because it is so ridiculous up here. And I have heard some reports of over 50 offers on a single property. And it's very possible that some of the people that might have wanted to go to the Maricopa County market first might actually be pushing out now into the outer line areas. And I do know that to the south or to the north. So, Mike, what's new at Pioneer down in Tucson?
Well, I think everybody's excited who's seen the demo and the new product coming on board. We have Bank Shot that is now available for the Pima County market, which allows our customers to do mobile deposits for earnest money, and then depending on the type of deposit for actually closing funds. So this is really a neat program that we've been working on for the last year because we're so large in the state. We have several banks that we work with. So now it's a platform that works for all the banks across the state. And finally, we got it going for our operations here in Pima County. So this is a great service that we're very excited to have brought to the market, something that allows our customers a little bit more freedom, a little bit more convenience, and a little bit more safety as far as getting the funds to the closing table.
I know I've been waiting for that for a long time, and I know that the way we are is we want to do it right the first time and not have an error. So I'm glad we held back, we waited, we did it right. And so all the marketing reps, sales reps that are out there, as well as your ASP officers, can certainly get information to any of you interested in learning more about how to use this really good product, because it streamlines and just makes it so much easier for the whole process of getting started. So, Mike, what's going on in the Pima County Tucson market?
Well, I think everybody's heard the latest statistics as far as employment goes throughout the state. We've actually recovered to almost pre-COVID numbers. We're at like 5.6% unemployment within the state. Last statistics I looked at. And what this really doing is again pushing because of the interest rates, it's pushing the housing market to unprecedented levels right now. We are currently up in pending sales year over year, 21%. 21% in a pandemic. That's crazy. It's crazy. And we normally last year we had 2.6 months of inventory. We're down to almost less than a month of inventory. So really what that's done is that's really it's taken the home builders into a different area of activity. So for the last year, there have been 53 subdivisions started in Pima County.
Oh my goodness.
53 subdivisions. Now some have bigger units in the subdivisions than others, but the fact that we're now starting to see these little infill products where somebody's taking an acre of land, 2 acres of land, 10 acres of land, and creating these little infill projects that that are selling out with lot reservations incredibly quickly. It says that
from down there? Are they coming from California? Are they coming from Illinois? Where are your people coming from? Because ours are kind of like all over the place up in Maricopa County, but where are the people that are moving to
out of state, out of state.
California, Oregon, and Washington over the last 3 weeks have been the majority of closings that I've been doing. And a lot of them are primary residents, and several of them are second homes with an intent to migrate.
Interesting, because I know that I work a lot with northern Arizona as well, the Flagstaff and the Prescott area or the Payson area. And what they're seeing up there are people that are already residents going to the high country, and they're blending in with some of the states that you mentioned too. So it's really interesting to watch everybody just kind of move around. I wish I owned like a moving company right now. So but it's been very interesting. I've been driving through Tucson quite a bit, Mike, lately, and I've noticed a lot of like new businesses coming in as well. So you talk about employment. It seems like they're bringing the businesses right to Tucson right now.
Yeah, and what we're also seeing as a result of the housing and the influx is you're seeing the office market really getting super competitive. Especially if it's an existing building that's in a sort of a desirable location, something that a year ago would have sat for 6 months are going in a week, depending on the type of property.
It's very interesting because there's this idea right now, the commercial property, there's a pullback, but there's people coming from other parts of the country that are filling in those areas as maybe downsizing some of our properties, like the office space. There's people that are showing up and ready to go ahead and fill those vacancies.
Yeah, and we're seeing office, we're seeing a lot of medical, but the fact that Pima County hasn't had a lot of commercial development like we've had in the past, or a lot of commercial development like Maricopa County, that now with the influx of population, people moving to our area, the commercial market has gotten extremely competitive in the office in the office fields. So that's for my 25 years in the business, that's a first really for Pima County, that we are now having to build new commercial office structures to accommodate the growth. And so there's a new project that's slated to start tentatively in the next 3 months on Ina and First Avenue. That's going to be a Class A office facility. And what you're also starting to see is you're starting to see the retail spaces being converted into office spaces. So it's just a really interesting time, and for everything that's going on, there's still the buyers that are sitting on the sidelines, haven't found a place, that want to get into the market. So even if interest rates slow down, interest rates go up, the purchasing power is still there. So Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac are predicting that the home sales are gonna stay pre-pandemic levels until mid to end 2021. Well, pre-pandemic levels were pretty good, and if we're still looking at that for a year out, I think the housing market for the next 3 years is going to be really, really strong in both Maricopa and Pima County.
Oh, we've had so much growth in the mining and aerospace and industrial market that the jobs that are going to be created from those alone. I mean, hexagon mining going into downtown Tucson was huge. So we've got a lot of industry coming in and bringing jobs with them. So demand is going to be pretty solid for a while, like Mike said.
For most of my life, I've traveled up and down I-10 between Phoenix and Tucson. And in the last couple of years, that whole Pinal County area, with all of its distribution centers, the talk of other major companies going, but from what I understand, the spin-off, for lack of a better way of putting it, from Tesla, should be, if it hasn't already opened its doors in the last week or so, it's going to be open for business with lots of engineering jobs. And I believe that Tucson is attracting more engineering at this time too, with some new companies coming on, which means that it's not just a lower wage. It's going to be high dollar earners looking for bigger properties than we're typically used to in the past. So, I mean, what a great time to be an owner of a property in Tucson. It's going to be interesting. So, Mike, and I would love your opinion as now we go toward, we're going toward fall. We've got October 1 tomorrow. What are we going to see for snowbirds this year? I know that I talked to my parents over the weekend. My mother, you can put it on the calendar every year, and it will be this week that they will leave Minneapolis for Tucson. My mother is already packed. So I know that they all talk to one another from their community in Tucson. So I'm just curious. I mean, I'm seeing Minnesota plates already, Wisconsin plates. They're already starting to come at least into the Maricopa area. Are you seeing them already start down there?
Well, yeah, and here's the indicator that shows you that we're still going to have the snowbirds coming into our communities. The listings have not jumped with people who were afraid to come back to Arizona. So if you look at the listings and the listings that are going on the market are not snowbirds dumping their properties. These are the number of houses with absentee owners or out-of-state owners has not dropped in any sort of significant manner that has been shown with the stats that we track through Geo Advantage is the program that we're using now to track this. So I think at the end of the day, people still want to have the life experience, the community quality of life that Arizona offers, and you don't have to shovel sunshine. So I think that's just where we are, and that's why we're seeing these new communities being developed. There's a master plan community going down in the Vail area that is not just housing, it's housing, office, community, commerce, retail. It is supposed to be, as they quote say is being marketed, it's going to be the foothills for southern southeast Tucson. And the fact that you have developers and financial institutions saying that's a good place to allocate our funds for growth says a lot about where we are as a community, and a lot about what's going to be happening with the job growth, because we are going to put houses that are going to be convenient for people commuting to work.
And they're building schools, which is also a good indicator.
That's a
Vail School District, I think, has another 2 to 3 schools cited for building as the community grows.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. It's pretty amazing. So I just always want to thank everybody who works with Kind Title at any point, part of the state, for choosing to work with us. Last I knew, we were still, roughly around 139 title companies that someone has available to them. And so every time that someone puts Kind Title on a contract, we as a company, we as our branches, individuals, we appreciate every opportunity to serve our community. I mean, that really is what we're all here for, our commitment to service, helping you, the consumer, helping you, the realtor, loan officer, and guiding. There's some really great things for marketing coming on the horizon too. So if you haven't met with one of the sales reps lately, pick up the phone, give them a call. There's all kinds of new farming techniques, and for sure find out about Bank Shot. Get a flyer, get some information so that we can help in streamlining the transaction. As well as through this whole pandemic, it's been pretty cool that we've been heavily involved in different charitable organizations and groups for this. So we're continuing to do that. And so I want to thank both Paige and Mike on the last day of the month. I know Paige, you've been doing some closings. Mike, I'm sure you're doing the same. So
Yeah.
exciting day. Any final words, guys?
No, hey, we're taking signatures in our offices. We're doing everything we can to accommodate our customers and our clients safely. So we just want to thank everybody who's been supporting Pioneer in Pima County and throughout the state. And we just look forward to continuing on servicing you at an extremely high level and keeping everybody safe and healthy during this closing of the year.
Paige?
Yes, I can't believe we're already September 30th. It's been going by far too quickly, but I'm looking forward to a fresh start. We've gotten used to our new normal and we're navigating the best way we possibly can. But again, we're committed to service and taking care of our clients and your customers, and we're here as a resource for you. And thank you, Cari, for bringing us together and always finding us new information to bring to the marketplace. So thank you.
Paige, how does somebody get a hold of you? What's your phone number? Your direct number?
520-907-0534.
Mike, what's yours?
520-990-2916.
So again, thank you so much for joining us for the Tucson Market update. I hope that you found it valuable. And again, if there's something that we need to clarify for you, give one of these wonderful people a call. We're never too busy to help you out. We always have time for everybody. So with that being said, everyone have a beautiful day.